everyone, welcome. I'm Crystal. Today I'm going to be working on Wreck This Journal. Let's get started. I've heard of Wreck This Journal, but I've never opened one, so this is basically my first impression. So I got the most inexpensive one from Amazon. It looks like duct tape, and this tape here has a bit of texture, which is nice. The corners are rounded, now with even more ways to wreck. I don't know if that means that the previous one had less pages, but this one has... Oh, they're not numbered. Okay, well, I don't know how many pages it has because they're not numbered. That's all right, but it has this many pages. Now it says to start here. I should point out that the corners aren't very well rounded. So they are rounded, but they look kind of like they were just not very well done. Which I'm fine with. Apparently we're gonna destroy this book anyway, so that should be fine. Wreck This Journal, to create is to destroy, by Keri Smith, Penguin Books. That's cute. The paper is really thin, and what I noticed is that the paper's not white. It almost looks cream colored, off-white color. Okay, so this book belongs to address, not applicable. Phone number, not applicable. Next page. So we're gonna do 6 prompts today, starting here. Carry this with you everywhere you go. What? Follow the instructions on every page. Order is not important. Instructions are open to interpretation. Experiment. Work against your better judgment. I don't know if I'll be able to carry this wherever I go, but I can try. I'm gonna experiment and see how this paper takes different mediums. I kind of already figured this, but it definitely does not work well with alcohol markers. But since we're going to be destroying this book anyway, I figured I may as well try. I'm trying to go over the letters as little as possible because I know there's going to be a lot of bleed through. It looks like this paper is really porous. The ink is expanding very quickly, so I don't know that it'll be very good with watercolor either. You definitely don't want to use a lot of water with these pages. And because the page is off-white, it kind of changes the color a little bit. Obviously it won't be true to what I'm used to because it's not white. Now I'm gonna try my Derwent Inktense pencils by coloring in like a colored pencil. And then I'll go in with my water brush. This actually works a lot better because I'm not saturating the paper, I'm more just dissolving the pencil that was on top of the paper. Now let's try my Prismas, which naturally these won't sink into the paper and show on the next page. Also, because of the formulation of the Prismacolor pencils, you get the true color. They're really opaque if you layer them on enough, so I don't have to worry about the color payoff and the pages being off-white. The paper's not thick, but it seems to have a little bit of a tooth. It's not very smooth. It almost reminds me of newspaper in a way, so it works very well with these colored pencils. I also want to see if my Jelly Roll pen, the white one, shows up as white. And I want to see how it takes the black. And also my glitter. I have these other water-based markers and I want to see how they treat the paper. Not bad actually, but I'm sure it'll bleed through to the other side. It went through and it even went through over here. So these aren't going to be good for that unless I'm using another piece of paper to put on top. So this one's all done. I think the winners are definitely the Prismacolor pencils. And for accents, the Jelly Roll pens. I'm sure those didn't go through. Now let's go to the next page. The alcohol markers went through so bad. Okay, add your own page number. 1. Crack the spine. Leave this blank page on purpose. 2. 3. I don't know how to crack a spine. I guess just bend it? Seems fine to me. Maybe bend it in another place too. Seems pretty cracked to me. Maybe I overdid it. I don't know. Okay, this is 4, 5. Stand here, wipe your feet, jump up and down. What? Okay, this is gonna get really dirty. I'll do it though. I don't think I'm gonna be able to record this, but I'll try. I don't know if you can see that, but there are little dots from my shoes. Lovely. And from the dirt. Pour, spill, drip, spit, fling your coffee here. I don't drink coffee, but my wife does, so let's go ahead and grab some. This is my Mod Podge. I'm just gonna use it to hold down the other pages. I have this page by itself. I have my teacup here, and I'm gonna go ahead and make some coffee. This is instant coffee. I don't think I'll need a lot, so I'm just gonna do a few teaspoons and a little bit of coffee. It says to pour and spill, so, oh goodness. Okay, I'm not used to doing this sort of thing, but that's fine. Let's trust the process. I'm gonna pour and spill? How do you spill? I think pouring and spilling is the same thing. I am not gonna spit. I'm sorry, but I'm not. Fling your coffee. Okay, I can, with the brush, fling it. I'm gonna try and get some of this one and just keep flinging. Go like this. Do some splatters. This is kind of fun. It's uncomfortable in the way that I'm not used to doing this, but it is fun. Let's spill a little more. Okay. I think that's good enough. I'm just gonna finish splattering this one. And then I am gonna, because this is so much liquid and I wanna go on to the next page, I'm gonna use a paper towel and absorb some of the excess. I'm actually gonna let this dry because I don't think this is gonna be ready to go. Well, I'm supposed to destroy it anyway, so sure, let's go on to the next one. Maybe I can just leave the napkin here. I'm gonna do some more splatters on the other side since I have the coffee. Oh no! That's what I get for being ambitious. Okay, now let's put this one underneath. And we'll just let that kind of dry. Poke holes in this page using a pencil. I'm assuming this is where they want you to poke holes, but I'm gonna poke holes not in that dotted line. Oh, and with the oh God, it's tearing. Okay, well, that's what happens. Oh goodness. Let's turn it this way. Maybe that'll be less stress. Okay, I think I've poked enough holes. Okay, we definitely gotta let this dry because this is gonna completely tear out. My coffee page is dried and I've put tape on my poke holes page. So I'm ready to move on to draw fat lines and thin. For my fat lines, I'm gonna use a ruler and I'm gonna try and do ombre lines. We're gonna be pushing really hard anyway, so I may as well try and blend them. There are my thick lines. For my thin lines, I'm gonna use yellow-orange. I really appreciate that this book pushes you to be aggressive with it. It says pushing really hard with pencil. So I did my two thick lines and then my thin lines in yellow, dragging the color. And because I pushed really hard, the page all started pilling and ripping, which I actually am excited about. This page is for handprints or fingerprints. Get them dirty, then press down. I have some really old fabric paint, so I'm gonna use that. And then I also have some really old folk art. Oh, this is really watery. I don't know if this will show up. Oh, it did. This one's better. I don't know how to get it to the other side. I don't think I'm gonna make it. I don't want to use my other hand because I have to open the door later. That looks good enough to me. I'm gonna go clean this off. These pages so far are pretty easy. I'm kind of surprised about that. Let's try the next one. Oh, okay. Color this entire page. This is gonna take forever. Maybe I'll use more acrylic paint, but we gotta let this one dry first. I'm gonna put a piece of scrap paper underneath. Coloring this page was random and really fun. I've got to wait for this to dry, unfortunately, but I still want to check what the next page says, so let's take a peek. Throw something, a pencil, a ball dipped in paint. Oh. I feel like I have that reaction to every page. Oh, because I'm so surprised. Okay. Once the previous page dries, I'll move on to this one. This prompt says to throw something, a pencil, a ball dipped in paint. I don't have any balls, but I kind of created a little one with some tape. I have crimson, lemon yellow, and ultramarine, and I'm just gonna kind of dip it in there, and then I'll drop it, I guess, a few times. I don't know that this is actually gonna do anything. I think if anything, it's gonna fall to my floor and create a mess. But maybe that's the idea. This is kind of entertaining and messy. I try to aim it, but it kind of does what it wants. I don't know if this is really throwing as much as it is dropping. Okay, I'm gonna try rolling it in some red, rolling it in some yellow, and rolling it in some blue. Okay, I think this is good enough. Well, this is my last prompt for today, and I've made a mess, so I'm gonna go get a wipey and clean my desk down. As far as my first impression, this is a really fun book. There's a lot to do and there's a lot of variety. I thought it wasn't going to get complicated, but now that it's getting really messy, it's getting kind of more enjoyable, so I'm excited to complete more of it. Let's do a quick overview of the pages I did today. So there's the cover. I did nothing. I did my name in a whole bunch of different ways. I colored in the instructions. I started adding numbers to the pages. Oh, that's right, I stood here, although you can barely tell. It's more coffee than actual dirt now. I poured coffee. This was a lot of fun and a great big mess. I poked some pencils. I drew fat lines and thin ones. I did my handprints. I colored that entire page. And then I threw some stuff here. Overall, this was a lot of fun. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.